everyone, this is Alcatraz with Pony411, and today we are going to be reviewing the Rainbow Dash Swashbuckler Pirate Airship figure. This is one of the Guardians Harmony and movie lines. It just came out, and as you can see by the box in front of you, it's not small. It is actually quite large, as you can see. If you saw the review on the Spike figure, it's actually, I think the box is a bit bigger than that one, but not by a huge amount. It's not small. The pictures don't do it justice. It was a lot bigger in person than I thought when I saw the pictures myself. So yes, if you're thinking about that, be prepared for largeness. So yes, first off, we're going to talk about the box. It is empty here. I will get to the figure later. It is a little bit hard to get pictures of, but as you can see, it is open front like the Spike was, because they're not going to put plastic. It's too expensive to put plastic up front. But there's all the plastic in the back that holds all the separate little figures that come inside of it. A lot of little accessories, so got to store them some way. Other than that, got just a couple little things that, you know, the awesome picture of Dash down here, and we also got a little bit of showing what the figure does on there. On the sides, and this is going to be a little bit hard to see, we have a little bit showing little features here and there using characters that aren't actually part of this figure, but little things that it can do. On the other side, we got a big, awesome picture of Dash again. And on the back, we have a very large example picture showing the figure itself. And yes, it does show Pinky and Twilight here, who are not part of this figure. So yeah, let me angle this up a little bit. And yeah, there, now you can see the whole thing. All the different little stuff. And we will get to some of the details, like that's a little bit over here and the little flying thing up here, when we get to the actual figure itself. Another thing to note, as you may have seen on the front, down here it does say adult assembly required. Yes, you will have to assemble the figure slightly. There's some stuff that has to be attached because it won't all fit in the box. It's that big. They had to disassemble it to fit in the box. So, yeah. As with that, there are some instructions on the bottom of the box on how to assemble parts of it, as well as some extra instructions for other pieces as well. So yes, there is the box. So let's move on away from the box, that out of the way, and let's get to the figures themselves. So yes, here's the whole figure in all of its glory, and as you can see, it is still too big to fit on screen. So let's pan this up just a little bit so you can see the whole thing. Mostly fits, but there you go. It's big. So let's, first off, as you can see, it does come with a Pirate Dash figure, but we will talk about this one later. First we'll talk about the whole ship. So let's get her out of here for now, and we will come back to that. So first off, let's just get some of the simple little accessories out of the way. It does come with little barrel, couple barrels, and a treasure chest. The treasure chest does close and sort of latch. Just uses friction, so a little bit of bump and it'll pop open again. But it's kind of neat, just sits there wherever you want. The barrels have a separate function. There is, as you can see, one of them is up here on the side. Inside of here, and it's a little hard to show. Let's see if we can get this in shot a little bit better. You can kind of see it down there. There's a little hole right down in here, and what happens, or what is intended to happen, there's a little indent up here that the barrel can sit in, and then when you close this, it falls down and pops out. There's a little tray down here, pops out, sort of like a little Bombay thing. Kind of neat. One issue that I will mention now, this Bombay barely stays closed. Slightest touch will open it. That is something that should be fixed. So keep an eye on that. After that, we'll move the barrels out of the way. These two pieces here, as I did mention, there is some assembly required. The steering wheel and telescope here are not attached in the box. You have to put them on. And this one just drops in, latches in, not a problem. This one takes a little bit more effort. There's two little holes here this will pop into, and once it's on there pretty darn good. It ain't going anywhere. The next piece, this guy here, this is separate, and if you squeeze this, it will come off. It is a neat little thing. Anchor, and it wraps up. And it's got a little hook on the side of it so that you can attach it to a pony's leg. And when it goes on, this whole ring thing here, it can slide all the way around. So yeah, you can attach a pony and have it swing around the side of the ship. Kind of neat. But the big thing, well, I did mention, I think I'll just get into the construction part of itself. These support struts are not attached to anything when you get it in the box. You have to put them on yourself. Fortunately, no tools required. They just tab in and out. And they separate. Let's move this for one moment. So yes, these pieces do come out. And these just tab in. And they're fine. This piece, once it goes on, you can take it off again, but it's kind of a pain. It's on there pretty good, so I do not want to take it off. Interestingly enough, this does extend, so it can stand. Don't know why, but okay. It's kind of neat. But there's that. A couple other features like it showed on the front of the box. These do collapse and extend. So they're really cool, really colorful. I like them. I would like this action to work a little bit better. It tends to catch on itself. As you can see here, it's caught. And the latch itself is not very strong. I would like that to be a little bit smoother. Don't know, your mileage may vary. Yours might, if you get one, yours might be better than mine. A couple other things. This figure does have this tailpiece on it, and it is removed. In the box, it is not on it. You have to put it on yourself, and it just slides in. The reason it comes off is because of this other piece here. On the back of the box, if you remember, it showed a picture of the dash figure on this. It does come off, and this piece attaches like so. So, like a little separate ship that flies around with it. So that's kind of neat. Put that back on. The other piece are these. These are the cannons. So we will talk about the cannons real quick. It comes with two of these, as you can see. They're fairly simple. And it comes with a handful, by that I mean 3, projectiles. We have a chicken, which has been used multiple times before. Pinky's cannon, though that one was different. Cheese's cannon, which I think this is identical to. It also comes with an anchor that you can fire, and a jug of not booze, because you can't have that in a kids show, right? And they just attach in, and button on the back, fires. Fire's actually really nice. It's almost like the spike one, and of note, these look like they use the same firing mechanism, so I believe they could shoot spikes, fireballs as well. So you can have fun with that. Comes with 2 of these. Interesting. This has a QC mark. Hopefully yours does not, because this probably should not have been sold. There is something rattling in this. It doesn't affect its functionality, but it is really annoying. And like I said, QC marks, this thing probably should not have been sold. Someone goofed. Hopefully, again, yours does not have that problem. So yes, if you may have noticed, these were attached to 2 points up here, and there's similar points here and more on the main boat part itself. They are like hard points where you can attach these. They sit in there or on here, just like so. And you can angle them pretty much wherever you want. So let's move these away and get the rest of the boat back. And as you can see, it's fairly simple to put back together. You can put these wherever you want. There are more points like that. Like up here, you can attach single forward-facing cannon, or you can have two side ones here, or rear-facing ones over here as well. That works. Your choice. So yeah, it's a nice amount of customization that we've got going on. If there's anything else we should mention, one of the cool features that this thing does have that I do like is this whole front section here comes up and is hollow for storage. You can use it to store extra pieces you're not using, which is really nice, I think. So, yeah. I would like it to be a little bit bigger, oddly enough. But yes, let's get to one of the figures. This does come with Rainbow Dash, and as you can see, we have more of these points here like this. They are to hold figures as well, and they just insert in. One thing to note, they don't hold as well as I would like. Also, the spacing on them makes it so the figures' poses aren't very good either. They're a little bit too wide for where the figures' hooves want to be. So I think they could have done a little bit better with those. They work, but they take a little bit of effort to get to work. So yeah, overall, it's a pretty alright figure. Mine's got a couple things. Like this door is just going to bug me because it keeps falling open. I might be able to make that a little better, but I really wish I didn't have to. The QC mark on the one of my cannons, I wish didn't rattle because that's annoying. I don't know what it is inside, but it still functions. There's another QC mark inside of here, but it's for just scratch that you can't see. But yeah, other than that, that's the figure, and it's cool. It's on wheels, so it can roll. So yeah, I like it. It's pretty enjoyable. So let's get this out of the way and talk more about the Dash figure itself. So yes, try and get through this one quickly. Here is the Dash figure that comes with, and it uses the same basic molds that we've seen before with only a few minor additions. In this one, we have included a sword because kids can play with swords, right? That's fun. That's fine. And she comes with like a coat thing for clothes along with a new hat. The sword does come off. It's got a little ring thing, and it is not attached. It does move, but I do really want to try and pull it off of her hoof because that may be problematic. The clothes do remove. There's actually 2 pins here. Removes here and here, so the whole thing comes off. Her shirt does not come off, but the rest of this does. Her hat does not come off easily, but doesn't take too much force, so it's not just going to fall off. So that's kind of nice. One thing to quickly mention, we'll do a quick comparison. The older Guardians of Harmony style Rainbow Dash, we can compare these two directly. So these are almost identical models to each other. They didn't really change much, but there is a few things to note in differences. One, I'm not entirely certain how well it will be seen in the video, but the new Pirate Dash is a slight shade lighter. So they've changed their plastics or something like that. Again, it's really hard to see. It's very subtle of a change, but it is there. Some other notations. Her cutie mark and the Pirate Dash is a lot smaller. Not certain how well that's visible. It's kind of hard to see past her petticoat and whatnot. But the new one has a much smaller cutie mark. One of the other big differences, though, is the hair. They never get her hair right, but in the new figure, the top of her hair is a little bit more correct. It doesn't have green in it, and the patterns are a little bit better. Back of her hair, though, at least we have at least one of the right colors back here, which we didn't used to before, but we don't have any of the other ones at all. So I mean, I guess a little bit closer to being accurate, but no one ever gets it right. There's also some slight differences in the tail hair, mainly just painting differences. The new ones, the red and purple is a slightly different position on mine, and it looks like the purple is a lot glossier than it was in the old figure. But other than that, they're basically the same mold, except she has a collar because she has clothes. This one doesn't. That's it. That's literally the only mold differences. So they are reusing the exact same molds, which does mean the new hat can go on the old figure. Huzzah. So yes. Put that back on her. Let's get the boat out again. So there you have it. This, again, is the Swashbuckler Pirate Airship set. I like it overall. It's got some issues that I wish weren't there, like the fact that there's QC marks that should not have been sold in the first place. But overall, I like it. It was about $50-ish, and since I do really enjoy the characters and I like airships and I like the colors, it's worth it to me. It may not be as worth it to you. That's just gonna be your choice. So good luck finding it. This is a Walmart exclusive, and it may or may not be in high demand too. So there you go. Hope you liked the review. I hope you listen to the rest of them. There will probably be some more coming up. So yeah, liked it, like, subscribe to us to see more, comment on anything, maybe if I missed something or you wanted to mention your own thing, comment below. And until then, stay tuned for more. See ya.